I want to talk about something about how can you fall in love to someone. So before my speech, I want to ask all of you a question about Hi Steve. How can you tell whether you fell in love with Cynthia or not?
It was love at first sight.
It was not, don't lie.
Well, we had similar interests, and as we got to know each other, we realized that we were both a lot alike, and that we just kind of fit with each other.
Yeah, I think you have a very good question because whether you fall in love with someone means that you and her must have the same interest. So Cynthia, how do you know you fall in love with Steve?
Well, the funny thing is I did not want to fall in love. I did not want to be with anybody, did not want to get married. And every time he would talk, it would be like I'm thinking the exact same thing. And whatever he said, I thought, how did he know what I was going to say? And vice versa, we kept like finishing each other's sentences. I said, wow, we are on the same wavelength. I never had that before. And the more we got to know each other, it was like we were just very, very compatible.
Oh, yeah. I think you will answer this because I want to find whether you fall in love with Steve according to your Facebook. And I saw a lot of pictures. You and Steve get together. Hi, Chase. How do you fall in love with Sarah?
How did I fall in love? She got me, I think, just seeing how much of a woman she is. It's weird to say, but her being so independent and able to take care of herself, something I find very attractive. I'm a fairly independent guy, I think, myself, and her ability to kind of be with me in the hard times and the turbulent weather really, I think, meant a lot to me. And it doesn't hurt that she's awesome, attractive, and all that. So.
I have another tough question, Pinky. Do you have a boyfriend?
Oh, Steve in the past.
Say all of it.
So, everybody in the
But it's just
classroom.
too bad he didn't want to acknowledge that.
Also, my experience. So, everyone in the classroom don't have boyfriend or girlfriend should listen to my speech carefully because I will tell you how to find a boyfriend or girlfriend. How can you tell whether you fall in love with someone? And I searched on the internet, and there is a psychological research about when the two strangers they come together and ask 36 questions about who are you, what do you like, and something more familiar with another. And then the two strangers stare at each other for about 4 minutes. And you know, about most 90% of the participants fall in love with each other because all of them are strangers. They don't know each other. After the research, they fall in love. And I love this research that I think it has some very interesting questions. I log in their website and search for some questions about it. There are some questions. The number one question is that if you could invite anyone in the world to dinner, who would it be? I also love this question, the number 9 question. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? I think it's just like Toastmaster table topics. Next time I will find some questions about table topics. And then I really love this question, the number 12. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? So when you finish asking the 36 questions, the two strangers stare at each other and they fall in love. I can imagine that because the researchers share a story about her research. She said that after she gave a speech about her psychological research, and there's a boy come to her and said that, why I talked to a girl that she didn't fall in love with me? I don't know the reason. And do you know the psychologist said that, I think the main purpose of this research is not that anyone needs to fall in love with you after the research. I mean that she wants to be more familiar with you. So she asked the boy a question. It's like girl wants to be more familiar with you and want to be alone with you? And the boy said, yes. There's another interesting that after the research, many people ask the same question about the participants. Are you still get together now? Are you break up now? Are you become boyfriend or girlfriend now? I think that falling in love with someone now is not the same thing with staying in love. So I still don't know what the meaning of staying in love. But I know fall in love, maybe stay in love because they have different words. At the end of the speech, I have a sentence that I want to share with you because that according to this speech, we can know that there are only 36 questions that you ask a stranger about, and also a very successful mechanism that there are someone need to be known, need to be seen, and need to be more familiar to you. So my sentence that I want to share with you all is that love didn't happen to us. We are in love because we each made a choice to be. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Cassie. Lovely speech.
Okay. Alrighty, so there were 2 speeches tonight, and I'm wondering if evaluator number 1 would come up and give the evaluation for that speech. We know that what we try to do with evaluations is offer suggestions, also point out things that struck us that we felt were really important. And we constantly remember that this isn't to be a criticism, but rather to share how the speech affected us. And that's a unique response. Each of us would respond differently. So, without further ado, to use a cliche, may I welcome to the center of the floor, evaluator number 1. Evaluator number 1.
Thank you, Madam Interim Evaluator. Our speaker was Cassie Yu, and Cassie Yu was doing Project 7 from Research Your Topic. And in Project 7, Research Your Topic, you need to accomplish these particular goals to show that you have well researched that topic, to use specific facts and examples, as well as numerous sources. That's what Project 7 wants. Cassie, however, wanted some type of evaluation on her organization of the talk in terms of her opening and her conclusion. She wanted to know if she was using appropriate body language, and she wanted to know if she was using appropriate facial expression. Well, it was pretty clear that Cassie was ready to engage the audience right away in her Q&A session right at the start of the talk, and then segue into her PowerPoint presentation, which formed the basis for most of the rest of the talk. So in that particular case, she did an excellent job of really using a variety of different vocal intonations, facial expressions, and really engaging that audience. But one thing that you did, Cassie, was that you have a booming, powerful voice compared to some of the international students I've dealt with. You didn't need to get quite as close to your audience or to step in between the chairs, because what that did was that now that suddenly constrained you in terms of your ability to use your body language and things like that. You could have very easily stood over here in the corner and everyone would have been able to hear you, particularly because you had the ability, because you're more technologically savvy than most of us, to use the PowerPoint independently. So if I would suggest one thing is to use your natural skills of projecting your voice and using your technology without looking at your technology, and slow down. Put spaces in between the individual parts of your talk, because that's what you'll need to really show that you've organized it well. How do you fall in love? Where can you find out about falling in love? What sorts of questions do you ask to make people fall in love with you? That was all very clear, but you went through it too fast. Was it well researched? We know you looked at this, but you only picked a couple of those questions. Were they the right questions for the audience that was going to be here? And it was really only one source. So, for a research your topic question, pretty good. Vocal variety, pretty good. More practice in the future for the next time you use it. Thank you.